Welcome in everyone to another round of the HyperGrid Racing Series coming at you live from the legendary HockenheimRing here in Germany. Today's race will be a 42-lap battle in the lightning-fast SF23 car machines built to deliver speed, precision, and high downforce action. Welcome in here to Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, and I'm going to bring you through this 42 laps of high-pace, high downforce action here tonight. Thank you all for joining in here tonight for the HockenheimRing. This is one of my favorites within the iRacing universe. It's a 2.8-mile road course. It's a little tricky because you got some elevations to work with, as well as some tighter, more technical sections of the track. We'll take a look at the race info here tonight, brought to you by Stam Studio Network. Running the Grand Prix layouts here tonight, 2.8 miles. We are running with an ambient temperature of 81 that's the track temperature, 81 degrees, but our ambient temperature sitting up there at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Gonna be a great day for racing today. 80% humidity. Ooh, boy. Hope you got your dehumidifier out there with you. Partly cloudy conditions sitting at 8-mile-per-hour winds down our back. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers here on Stam Studio. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and tell your grandma, tell your doggy, tell your kitty cat as well to subscribe to me, as that would mean the world to me, as we're just about a little over than 100 subscribers away from it. Alrighty, an 8-driver field here tonight. Trevor, if you got yourself a copy, man, hopefully everything is A-okay down in the old the homestead, as well as the sim racing rig there. That looked a little scary in the picture that I saw for you. Here at the old skinny technical Hockenheimring, though, we got qualifying efforts making their way through right now. Caden Richardson, he's going to go right around. All right, well, Caden Richardson, he's going to bring it down and into pit lane. Okay, was this the Cunder? Okay, I don't know if this is the producer Tater curse happening earlier on here tonight, but 2 spins back-to-back for the front 2 leaders. This is only qualifying, so these drivers will be able to regroup and rearm, get some newer sets of tires, as well as, I don't think there's any of that push to pass here in qualifying. Jacob Tutwiler right now second fastest in qualifying, fastest belonging to that man we first cut to, Caden Richardson. Richardson, he's a coach out here for the HyperGrid Racing Series. If you're ever looking to get a little bit faster here out on track, make sure you hit up the man, Caden Richardson. He definitely knows where and how to find the paces. Look at that, almost a whole second faster than our P2 driver so far. Let me know if the audio levels are audio leveling it out here tonight. I once again appreciate each and every single one of you joining in. If you're just now joining in, you can press that little gear icon in the top right or bottom right of the screen, and you can bump the quality up here tonight to 1440p. That's something, I mean, we'll be able to see the whites of these drivers' eyes make their way down and across the start-finish line here as we're on board with Jacob Tutwiler. Also, if you're just now joining in on the vertical broadcast, make sure you're mosey your way on over to the horizontal broadcast. I promise I don't bite. I might tickle, though. We're going to have Jacob Tutwiler. How about Chaz Johnson right up here in front of him? Chaz running 3rd fastest lap time here tonight. He's going to give the all-point by there. Look at the racecraft here. Not only we haven't even started the race here, and already Chaz Johnson giving the point by there as he knows Jacob Tutwiler is on a flyer. Jacob Tutwiler will make it down and across the line. That time did not improve on his lap time. He'll have to try it again this lap with only 6 minutes left to go in qualifying. Meadow Tyler Rubio here tonight, the driver of the number 11 SF23 black and gold Olympus Toyota machine. Tyler, if my notes are noting it out here tonight, let me double check. Where's old Tyler at? Okay, well, oh no. I guess I should have started this out with Caden Richardson. Caden Richardson, he is looking for 2 back-to-back race wins here within the HyperGrid Racing Series. Obviously coming away with race win just a week ago at Watkins Glen. I believe he also won the week before that as well, so possibly 3 back-to-back victory lanes here for Caden Richardson as he continues to show quite a bit of pace here within qualifying. Jacob Tutwiler did improve on his lap time, but only about 0.3 of a second last time by as he comes to complete. Let's see here. Out turned, I believe this is 14, 15, and coming to 16. Jacob Tutwiler, he looks to be on a flyer this time by. Number 8 is showing in the green, keeping his foot in it, trying to drop a gear and disappear here out of 15-16. Hopping on board with our virtual driver eye camera here for Jacob Tutwiler. He's going to put a lot, oh, too much! Gets up to the throttle a little bit too early there. Jacob Tutwiler just abandons the lap coming to the start-finish line as he knew, oh, that one was pretty much over as his wheel starts to wiggle and jiggle there. Let's check on the old point standings here before we get a little bit too deeper into qualifying. Point standings continue to be pretty close here throughout the whole HyperGrid series here. Talon Drake, Caden Richardson, Talon winning race number 2, as well as Caden Richardson winning 2 and 3, I do believe. Now he makes his way up to 2nd in the points. Chaz Johnson, Chingiz Akhmatov, Ben Longstaff, Trevor Thompson, Jasvir Matheru. Look at those, both Red Bull and Jaguar drivers, both right with each other there in the point standing. 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th. Jason Bryan and Alexander Quarles for Kick Sauber round out 8th and 11th. 2 Lotus drivers of Jacob Tutwiler, Tyler Rubio. Look at Jacob, although he sits 9th in the points, he's having some real nice pace here so far within our qualifying session. Elliott Rolls, Patrick Dunn, Zach Cardoso, Diego Valdemar, oh goodness, Diego V, we'll call it here. Diego, I love you here, buddy. You're gonna have to give me a couple breaks there on that one. Give me at least a time or two to figure that one out. Gregory Curry, he'll make his way down in the 16th position for the point standings, and Emilio there for Alpine rides out the 17th driver for the point standings. Live to some virtual racing action here on the track, some virtual qualifying action here on the track. Jacob Tutwiler still not able to really improve his qualifying time, still sits 0.6 of a second back behind our pole sitter so far of Caden Richardson. Chaz Johnson, that lime green machine here, number 24. Chaz, he's only about not even a second behind. I believe that's just going back to Jacob Tutwiler's time there. Chaz Johnson was really fast in practice. Right now, he's showing that he has some pace in qualifying as well, sitting in that final podium position spot. That's also our final driver interview spot here after a 42-lap race. Alexander Quarles is also out here on the track. I believe that's one of the Kick Sauber drivers, driver of the 29. His best lap time right now within the qualifying sessions is only a 1:21.72. He's looking to improve upon that as, that was his best qualifying effort right now, with the pole lap time being at a 1:19.37. Oh, Alexander, he was on a flyer there, but unfortunately catches that sausage curb. Gonna have to rub some mustard all over it there. He's gonna catch some air time, I do believe. Caden Richardson is still out up front, our highest running iRacing road course driver here tonight. We also have Caden in the old live driver camera spot there. He's rocking the old fresh cut there. He's also rocking the pole position of a 1:19.37 right now. Will we see Jacob Tutwiler continue to improve on his time, or will the coach show the students all how it's done from the one, the only virtual HockenheimRing here tonight? Caden Richardson, he's on a flyer right now. Last lap time was a 1:20.06, 0.6 of a second, separating him within his best lap time with only 1 minute to go within our qualifying session. Will we see our pole sitter continue to improve on his lap times here tonight? Across the start-finish line this time by. Will Caden Richardson improve? He does. That is a purple lap time there. Puts down a 1:19.367. Oh, he's going to have traffic there up and out in front of him. Final minute to go within our qualifying session here. Jacob Tutwiler's not even going to get to put down another lap here, I don't believe. Chaz Johnson will, though, with about 25 seconds to go within qualifying. If you're already out here on track and make your way to that theoretical white flag lap for qualifying, you will definitely have the iRacing simulator lets you finish out your lap, but it's going to be a close call for Jacob Tutwiler as he was just making his way down and off the pit lane. 5 seconds to go, but once again, these drivers are going to be able to put it all out here on the track tonight. This is our TV camera, but this is what the driver actually sees here behind the wheel of one of these SF23 cars. Very high downforce. It's a real good opener to the open wheel racing world. Chaz Johnson, driver 24, he's looking to improve this final lap within qualifying. Thank you, each and every single one of you joining in so far with our live YouTube chat. We got Jonta, as well as Terry, as well as Chandler back here behind the scenes. Chandler, appreciate everything that you do here for us, as well as let me know that the audio levels are a-okay for us here as Caden Richardson continues to have the... Okay, hang on here, boys and girls. Hang on. Did you see that? Caden Richardson's SF23 looked like a firework there at the end of the back straightaway. Excuse me, at the exit of turn 1. Oh my God. All right, Caden, I know that fresh cut's a little bit more aerodynamic for you here there, but oh my goodness gracious, look at the shock absorption there for the virtual tire barriers. That's going to do it for our qualifying session. Caden Richardson, it is now unofficially, well, it is now official here tonight. Richardson out here on the pole. My name is Sean Stam. I appreciate each and every single one of you joining me here tonight. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you got yourself a drink, you have yourself a snack, because you are not going to want to go anywhere after the drop of the green flag here tonight. No long pace lap to deal with. This is just going to be like we do see in some open wheel racing pretty commonly, well, just a quick drop of the lights there. I believe we have 5 red lights, and then they'll all go out, and then these drivers can drop a gear, disappear on the race start. How about Caden Richardson? He was fast in practice, fast in qualifying. The Richardson Mobile, driver number 82, is going to slap it out there up on the pole. Jacob Tutwiler, 0.654 seconds back behind Caden Richardson. I'll start there up on the outside row. Leading row number 2 is Chaz Johnson, Chingiz Akamatov, Patrick Dunn, Tyler Rubio, Jason Bryan, and Alexander Corals rounding out our 8 driver field here tonight. Trevor Thompson, hopefully our league owner here tonight is feeling just a little bit better here as he had some things happen by her there behind the scenes. But there you see it. It is a quick 5 red lights. And out they are, and away we go heading into turn number 1. Caden Richardson gets a whole jump on the whole field here as now we're starting to, oh no, we already have Chingiz down out and around of the race. All right, well, that was single file there for a few moments' time. Here comes some teamwork added here. Patrick Dunn, as well as Alexander Corals. That's Alexander Corals and Jason Bryan there running 5th and 6th. The teamwork happening to make the dream work so far. Jacob Tutwiler, he was our 2nd fastest in practice and qualifying, but Jacob falls back to P3 after sort of snoozing on that start. Chaz Johnson and Caden Richardson find themselves up to our front 2 running spots earlier on in this race. Starting to single file it out here through the pack. Patrick Dunn continues to gain a spot since the drop of the green flag. Alexander Corals gaining 3 spots since the drop of the green flag. This isn't only big here for the start of the race, but this stake driver, this is also big within the point standings. I know it's pretty early on within the season as Alexander's going to go up and onto the sausage curb there. There you see, I wouldn't want to be Alexander's spine there after that one. Oh, as Jason Bryan goes for a play in the sand. Jason, I know it's summertime here, there, but get out there on track. We're not going for a play at the beach. Oh no, Jason's gonna allow Tyler Rubio by after a slight mistake there. Jason Bryan got a feel for him here. This is one of our drivers that pretty much, he had some pretty nice pace there within practice sessions. He started 7th, he now falls back to 7th after gaining quite a few spots earlier on in the race. Right now, he is not going anywhere from Tyler Rubio's big old rear wing on the rear ends of these SF23s. Also within these SF23 cars, you can see that bright green LED light there out up top. When it is solid green, that is when these drivers are just turning laps, lap after lap. But if you start to see that solid green LED light at the top of these SF23s start to beep, 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 blink, 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 that means that these drivers are opting to use the overtake abilities that they have within these SF23 cars. There's only, I'm not sure on the exact amount of seconds that you have for it, but we definitely saw it come down to, remember, Watkins Glen. It came down to the last 2 laps within that push to pass that overtake ability. I saw Jason Bryan's bright green LED light sort of blinking and flashing there. There it starts to go once again. Jason Bryan going to start to try and catch Tyler Rubio just a little bit. Caden Richardson still continuing to lead out up front. Now he's got a 2-second gap there compared to our second place runner of Chad Johnson, Jacob Tutwiler. Remember, Jacob was second fastest in qualifying. Right now, Jacob falls back to P3 in the race. Patrick Dunn and Alexander Quarles rounding out our top 5. Caden Richardson's a pretty cool driver here, not only within the sim world, but he's pretty cool real life as well, as I would admit. But I mentioned it's cool because Caden Richardson, he's got the live driver camera here tonight. We can hop on board with Caden Richardson, see what Caden sees right when he's seeing it, and then you can see his reactions to what he's seeing there in the live driver camera. So it's live versus virtual here happening already here, the HyperGrid SF23 Racing Series. Look at Caden, he's not even pushing it. He is not tense at all. He's actually blinking within lap after lap after lap. I start to push things a little bit too much. I will not start to blink lap after lap. I'll white knuckle these puppies around. Caden Richardson continues to look cool, calm, and collected with a 2.15 second gap over Chaz Johnson, as Chaz continues to try and run away from a hard-charging Jacob Tutwiler. Jacob's last lap time was a 1:22.32, not fast enough to catch Chaz Johnson, as Chaz puts down a 1:22.03 that time by. Right as I say it, though, Jacob Tutwiler, matter of fact, that last lap time, it was 1.13 seconds faster than Jacob Tutwiler. It's a little bit of cat and mouse here already happening in the race. Only lap 4 out of lap 42. Will look to show a little bit of orange, a little bit of green on Jacob Tutwiler's side. Well, right now that's a lot of orange on Patrick Dunn's front wing there, as Jacob Tutwiler continues to run away from Patrick. We'll compare Patrick Dunn to Alexander Quarles lap times. Well, Patrick continues to run from Alexander as well. Oh no, we got Chingas out and around. He's out of the race right now. Gonna take a look at this race replay. This isn't the only race replay we have. We'll take a look at our start to this race as well. We'll see real quick as Chingas makes his way down across turn 16, I do believe. Tries to get onto that rumble strip there, and unfortunately that's just going to pretty much blow up this number 7 SF23 car. We'll take another angle at it here. You start pushing for every little bit that you have here, and this is just runs a little bit wide. You saw the car get upset there out of the rumble strips there, and watches the oh my goodness, the front toe, the whole front suspension, the rear wing, the front wing. I mean, that is a total tub right there. If you're just now joining us, first of all, I appreciate each and every single one of you joining us here live on Stam Studio Network. If you're joining in on the the vertical broadcast as well, make sure you mosey your way on over to horizontal land. Trust me, I don't bite. I might just tickle though. We'll take a look at our green flag, drop of the green flag here if you're just now joining in. Caden Richardson was up out there up front. Jacob Tutwiler, he spins the tires. Jacob, my apologies there for saying that you were sleeping earlier on in the race. No, Jacob just didn't quite find the grip there heading into turn number 1 and 2. Alexander Quarles was a big mover earlier on as Tyler Rubio, he's just trying to make it all clean, green, and mean on this race restart. Two teammates think better of it there to start the battling there within just lap 1, turn 1 of the race. Chaz Johnson continues to run P2 over Jacob Tutwiler. Patrick Dunn continues to gain a spot earlier on in this race, and that neon yellow and black number 3 is continuing to run in the 4th position as he's right now continuing to pull the gap over Alexander Quarles as well. Lap 6 out of 42 within this race as Caden Richardson puts down another purple lap here. That's the fastest lap of the section, but don't look now. That's also a purple lap time there for Jacob Tutwiler, a 1:21.339. I'm interested to see with this long race. I mean, I know that these drivers have enough fuel to make it to the end, but will we see one of these drivers possibly make a pit stop for a new set of tires? I know within these SF23 open wheel machines in the iRacing universe, you can get away with a pretty quick pit stop here if you're just, fuel, if it's just pit stop for tires as well. Although you do forfeit that about 20, 25, 30 seconds down in a pit lane. If you can overcome that on a newer set of tires here, it's definitely something that we're going to have to keep an eye on in terms of strategy goes. Or will we just continue to see these drivers continue to run qualifying lap after qualifying lap? Let's check in back on the old YouTube live chat right now. Got Ted with us as well as Comet. That is a new one as well. We got... how do you say that? HYCYN there. I appreciate you joining us as well as he's rooting on. We got on G Papa, so I think he's saying hello to Ted here tonight as Caden Richardson just puts down another fastest lap of the race with the fuel burn continuing to make these cars just ever so slighter here. I think even though that we will continue to see the rubber burn off of these off of these racing tires here tonight. I think that the burning of the fuel will continue to kind of keep us on our toes. Tyler Rubio also had an incident just a couple of laps ago. I believe we have a replay of it here. We'll try and catch up with him. I believe that's the teammate of the number 8 of Jacob Tutwiler here. Let's see what happens to Tyler as he just tries to carry a little bit. Oh man, oh man. All right, we're gonna have to back this puppy up here because look at the suspension. Once again, you tried to run over one of these 3D rendered sausage curves within iRacing, and take a look at this. I would need a new spine after this one. Look, 3 tires off of the racing surface for that Olympus Toyota around. It's gonna send that number 11 machine. Alrighty, now a 4.2, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4.2 second gap over P2 for Caden Richardson. Chaz Johnson right now, he's continuing to run, trying to hide. Right now, not really playing the defense over that hard charging Jacob Tutwiler, but here pretty soon, he's gonna have to start to try an aero block, try and play as much defense as humanly possible because Jacob Tutwiler, he has his overtake on. There you see, only 188 seconds left of it, but as he continues to draw a bead for this second running spot here, the bridesmaid position to the race lead. Look at the overtake. Oh, Jacob, I think his rear tires locked up on him there. Tried to send it around the outside line of Chaz Johnson. Door quarter not quite clear. I don't think there was contact, but there was definitely a lockup of some sort there as the rear end came around in a hurry. Take a look at this run down the outside line, and let's slow and whoa this puppy down here. Oh, it's really not. No, I know it's not the best angle to see it, but I can tell right there. I think that's just a little bit too much rear brake bias there dialed into Jacob Tutwiler's machine. Around the rear end will go. Let's try one more replay of it here. And this will be live at speed, as you can see just how fast things happen here within HockenheimRing. Yep, there you see that left rear tire start to slow up and lock up just a little bit. Unfortunately, that's all it's going to take for Jacob Tutwiler. I'm actually showing Jason Bryan also just fresh of an incident as well. That's that stake driver number 99, lime green and black SF23, gray. He's going to make his way down around 16 there. Once again, these bumps are really throwing these SF23s for a loop here tonight from HockenheimRing, as Jason puts his foot in it, tries to get it looped back around, eventually finds neutral, back to first gear there. Going to deposit quite a bit of gravel up there on the racetrack, coming out of turn 16, heading back into turn 1. Caden Richardson continues to lead over Chad Johnson. Appreciate each and every single one of you joining in live with us here tonight on Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. I'm producing, commentating, directing the whole show here tonight. Thank you to each and every single one of you as we continue to crest our way a little bit closer to 1,000 subscribers here. Tell your grandma, tell your neighbor, tell your kitty cat as well. Caden Richardson has a huge, humongous save there. That car got loose as a goose coming out of 14-15. He'll make his way back and across the start-finish line. To show my appreciation and gratitude to each and every single one of you, I treat you guys and gals to the sights and sounds here tonight of HockenheimRing. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. This is your one warning here. You can slowly start to crank this puppy back down. As I'm catching up here live on the old YouTube chat comments. Sean Jonta all joining us here live tonight, saying, oh no, don't make me start to sing the old Max Verstappen theme song there. Top 3 crashes in F1 history, says Jonta, after that SF23 completely exploded just a couple of laps ago. We're only on lap 11 out of 42 within this race, 14 and a half minutes down, coming to 15 minutes. Caden Richardson has now doubled his race lead since the last time we checked in on him here. Let's check in on, once again, the live driver camera versus the virtual driver camera. That's a great time to do it as we head down into pit lane. I know all of these drivers had enough fuel to make it, but it's really the tire strategy here tonight. There you see Caden making some adjustments on his real-life steering wheel. He's going to try and hit his pit stop right on the money here. A nice stop there. He didn't have to catch neutral and back to reverse. Up on the invisible air jacks, this number 82 machine's going to go. Caden Richardson is so focused here. Look at this, right around on pit exit. Make sure you don't cross that blue cone there right in front of you, or that will warrant a penalty. Here we go. Caden Richardson back out to the track. He's going to only cycle back out to get this, ladies and gentlemen. Caden Richardson only cycles back out to P3 as our front 2 runners, well, basically everybody else within the race right now still needs to make their, well, they don't have to make a pit stop, but they can if they do want some newer grip there between and their the grip there to the track, you could call it. There are four rubbers there that make them turn and make them have the run off of these corners that they do have. There you see Caden Richardson start to jeeve and jive, lean and just aggressively turn left and right, back and forth, try and get some tire temps as well as tire pressures worked into these newer racing tires, as he's going to have an 11.9 second gap up to Jacob Tutwiler up there in front of him. Oh, that's going to be a little bit longer there as Caden Richardson. I know it's summer break here, but Caden Richardson, he's going to go for a little bit of play in that beach sands. Come on, Caden, we got the old school year starting up here, as well as, well, I guess work year is time after time after time, but you have to go back to school shopping here for Caden Richardson, as he's going to continue to try and reel in Jacob Tutwiler. What was 11-second gap last time we last looked at it. It is now 13, call it a 14-second gap. Will we see Jacob possibly not even opt to pitch for four freshies here tonight? Will we possibly see Chaz Johnson and Jacob? Will they say that, okay, we think that we still have enough pace and grip within our racing tires? It most certainly doesn't look like it there, as Jacob gets once again loose as a goose out there of the corner. Caden Richardson once again 14, call it 16 seconds back. Patrick Dunn is also right there behind Caden Richardson. Alexander Quarles is starting to join this battle, 6.9, call it 7 seconds back there behind P5, excuse me, P4. Right now, the only driver shown down and out of the race is Chingiz Akhmatov. He, once again, not only lap one of the race, I think it was lap .01. It's unfortunate for Chingiz, as he's shown quite a bit of pace within practice and qualifying. Unfortunately for that driver of the number 7, not going to finish the race. It'll be a DNF here tonight. Thank you for the sponsors and affiliates making their way up and cycling up around that top right-hand corner. This is the HyperGrid Racing SF23 series. We also have Cotton Bowl Speedway if you're ever out and around Austin, Texas. Be sure you hit up old Mary Ann Nauman and H's. That is some of the best dirt track action here that you can get within the United States. Races Top Suicide. Check on your friends and family members down there around you, and don't just check on them. I mean, don't just talk to them there. I mean it here. Seriously, have a decent conversation with them. As speaking of a decent conversation, that'll be a nice one to have if you got nothing else to talk about. Bring up the Jacob Tutwiler highlights here tonight. He is driving an SF23 machine. Got the overtake on it there as his bright green LED starts to blink, blink, blink up out there up front. But Jacob Tutwiler with not only, that wasn't only once, that wasn't only twice, that's probably the thrice time that Jacob has made an immaculate save within this race here tonight. 14 laps down out of his 42-lap race, 19 minutes down. Continue to show some pretty nice runs here, as well as some pace here throughout the field. Chaz Johnson puts down a 121.10 the last lap by. His best lap, well, it was the last lap by, 121.10. Jacob Tutwiler 0.10 seconds behind Chaz Johnson there last lap. It's continuing to look like a lot of more cat and mouse action happening here tonight, as that is a lot of back and forth between Chaz Johnson, our new race leader, Jacob Tutwiler continues to run second over a hard-charging, what used to be our race leader, Caden Richardson. Will we see Jacob Tutwiler and Chaz Johnson make their way down into a pit stop here tonight, or will they possibly think with a 12-second gap there over the pretty much the I don't know what you call it, the Verstappen of the field here tonight, the Caden Richardson, I don't know how to put that one into a song. I'm sure somebody can help me out there in the live YouTube chat about it, but man, I have noticed within these last 2 lap times after Caden Richardson made his pit stop for some 4 fresh racing tires, he really hadn't been able to close that gap up to P2, and well, that means he hadn't been able to close the gap up to the race lead either. Patrick Dunn right there behind him tries to reel in our coach of this SF23 series. Oh, there goes Alexander Quarles 1 lap down. That's that stake driver, black and mint green machine there. There you see it down there out of our rear bumper shot of Patrick Dunn's machine. about Patrick here tonight? Patrick's gained a spot since the drop of since the start lights have gone out here tonight. Tyler Rubio right there behind Patrick Dunn, not right there behind him on track as he's shown 33 seconds behind him. But all these drivers, Patrick, Tyler, and Jason Bryan right now, as well as Alexander Quarles, 4th through 7th position, have all gained 1 spot since the drop, since the lights have gone out. Sorry, you got to hang with me here as I come from a little bit of NASCAR racing world. We dropped the green flag. We don't have any start lights here. We do have some caution lights out there in the old oval racing world, something that we haven't seen really at all here tonight. We do have virtual safety cars within the HyperGrid Racing SF23 series. So far, we haven't seen one here tonight, and it's continuing to run clean, green, and mean. 2 seconds separating our front 2 runners. Jacob Tutwiler, he continues to be, I would call him our driver of the day here today, because after starting up there in P2, he continues to run P2. He fell back a spot earlier on in the race, but right now showing the same exact lap times as Caden Richardson. Right now, these 2 drivers still not opting to pit. Caden Richardson, did we see sort of him play his run for the money here tonight as he continues to turn laps on these newer racing tires? Well, they are continuing to run away from being in newer conditions. There you see it on that graphic on the right side of your screen. Chaz Johnson, Jacob Tutwiler still not having pitted just yet. Caden Richardson still sitting 11.7 seconds back. He did make his pit stop on lap 11, although there is not a mandatory pit stop. These drivers have enough fuel to make it here tonight. So will we see, or I don't think it's the game of ifs or wins. I think it is the game of, well, is it if or is it to win there? I know it's kind of contradictory there. Continuing to see the battle not only between these 2 on the strategy calls start to heat up, but as well as Jacob Tutwiler, he continues to draw a bead on this battle for the race lead. You see Terry, appreciate you joining in, as well as Ted. Once again, thank you both. Well, thank you all for joining in here live, as well as if you're catching the replay of this broadcast tonight. Terry's saying, hey, she can definitely abide for the old the Cotton Bowl Speedway out there just outside of Page, Texas, as we continue to close within the ending of the ending of the season out there within Cotton Bowl. Make sure if you're ever out here outside of Austin, Texas, you blink and you have fun. You blink and you're gonna miss the whole racing season here. So make sure you make your way down out there relatively soon before we end up capping off the season there. I believe it's just out there out of October. Here's a race look at a look at a race replay of Tyler Rubio. That wasn't only 1 lockups. That wasn't only 2. That looked like 3 different lockups there for Tyler Rubio. We'll hop on the virtual driver cam and see what happens here. 180-degree steering input into his wheel there. He tries to get his right foot down on the gas pedal. He had to slam it down there as he was about to spin out once again. Tyler Rubio, he's going to drop back to P5 here. We're continuing to approach our way just a little closer to halfway within this race. Jacob Tutwiler continues to draw a bead on that race lead. What was 2 seconds right now, ladies and gentlemen. Look out, cameraman. Hang on to her. This cameraman, Billy Bob Joe, is going to get a haircut. Jacob Tutwiler's now cut that gap down to 0.7 seconds. All the way down from what was 2 back down to 7/10. Caden Richardson, sure, he's starting to cut into this battle for the P2 position once again. Caden Richardson's last lap time, it was another purple lap, a 1:20.49. But as Jacob Tutwiler's fuel continues to dwindle here tonight, he's got enough to make it to the the checkered flag tonight. But it's not the lap times. I don't think they're gonna make it all happen here tonight, at least at the paces he's running. Sure, Jacob Tutwiler, he does have that dirty air coming right off of the front nose of, the rear wing and rear diffuser of Chaz Johnson right up there out in front of him. I do believe if Jacob Tutwiler is able to find a passing opportunity, if he's able to send it down either the inside or outside, get on either side of him here within a corner entry, I believe Jacob Tutwiler here, ladies and gentlemen, has enough pace to possibly run away with it. Or does Jacob Tutwiler fall victim to the Sean and Tater curse? Man, Jacob gets loose as a goose there coming out of turn 16, I believe it was, heading across our start-finish line once again. Jacob Tutwiler within 0.3 of a second of our race leader. We're going to look at the rear bumper camera of, the rear diffuser camera bumper of Chaz Johnson. Chaz, his last lap time was a 1:20.74. Last lap time was a 1:20.29. Things are starting to heat up and boil for the race lead, ladies and gentlemen. There you see the overtake is on for Jacob Tutwiler. He's going to try and dive it down the inside. That looks like St. Patrick's Day down there for the live timing and scoring for the last lap time history. Lap 15 through 19. It is all clean, green, and mean for Jacob Tutwiler. Right now, he just has to try and find a move, let alone a clean move for the race lead here tonight. Let us know who you're rooting on down there in the old live YouTube chat. We see Terry starting to freak out as these two drivers start to dwindle within. Oh no, Jacob Tutwiler! No, Jacob, no! He goes for a play in the sand. It'll be probably, I think, victory lane is I would put it out of reach here tonight for Jacob Tutwiler. What was, yep, there you see it, Jacob. He knows it's probably the end of his money as well. He's going to try and dive it down into pit lane here, put 4 fresh tires on it. Will we see Chaz Johnson, our race leader, now come to pit lane? I'm just shocked. This has caught me pretty off guard here. I know we saw Jacob Tutwiler go completely off the track. He got gravel on his racing tires as well as brought it back onto the racetrack. But with these pit stops just ranging in about the 7-second time there, it takes the drivers about 25 seconds to drive it down the whole pit lane. Now that Jacob Tutwiler has made his pit stop, Caden Richardson is now, after pitting on lap 11 of the race, has now cycled his way back up to P2. Caden Richardson is now, once again, the magic number here tonight. He's, once again, 11.7 seconds back behind our race leader. Patrick Dunn makes his way back up to P3 after gaining 2 positions earlier on in the race since those race lights went out, and away we went into turn number 1. If you're just now joining us in the vertical broadcast, I thank each and every single one of you, as well as if you're live here in horizontal lands. But if you are live in the old vertical broadcast, if you want your chat read and if you want to, hey, I promise you, I don't bite here. Just come on and join us here within the horizontal land, and I'll get to reading some chats here. Once again, Terry keeps popping off here. We got Akhmatov Production saying, oh, I know who Akhmatov Production is here. That's going to be Chinguez. I don't know if you're still hanging out here with us, Chinguez, but unfortunately you were involved with a self-spin there, lap 0.01 of the race. For those of you just now joining in with us live here, here's a look at a replay of our drop of the green flag. Take a look at Chinguez. He gets a nice start here, dives it down the outside. He drives it down back into the inside there. And unfortunately, that's all it's going to take is those rumble strips. It's going to find Chinguez a little bit loose there out of turn number 2. Fortunately for him, as he was continuing to really have a nice run here tonight. So, he was having a nice run in qualifying as well as practice, as I believe within our point standings as well. As if you're just now joining us, we'll take a look at those live our point standings before the race. There you see Talon Drake. He continues to lead him out up front, but Caden Richardson, after winning last week as well as the week before that, Caden Richardson is looking for back-to-back-to-back wins, but still 11.7 seconds back to our race leader, Chaz Johnson, right now out of Red Bull Racing. Chaz Johnson sits P3 in the overall points. Chinguez, there you see, in P4 for Ferrari Racing. right, Caden Richardson's going to start to put his head down here with that earlier pit stop strategy. I'm curious to see if this is even going to work when it comes down to the end of it here with Chaz Johnson and Patrick Dunn still not pitting, our drivers first and third. Right now, Caden Richardson, he finds himself within sort of the meat of the sandwich on this pit stop strategy. He's talking to somebody there, and I'll tell you right now, it's not his crew chief. I believe it's the bowl. It's the old bud. It's not the bowl. Oh, goodness gracious! It's the buddies down there live and in the real life Discord chats here. Caden Richardson continues to draw a bead on that battle for the race lead as we just about to approach 9 laps to go left in the race. Real quick, here's a quick look at a race replay as Jacob Tutwiler had another incident. Tyler Rubio had gone around as well. Here's Jacob Tutwiler backing around towards the start-finish line. It'll loop around. Oh, just barely tags the front end of it there. Jacob, he slammed on the brakes, but unfortunately, I mean, that wasn't enough to get that momentum stopped down there and heading into the inside wall. Here is Tyler Rubio's 2 teammates into this back-to-back here. This is driver 11 following driver 8's incident. No harm, no foul, except within the pace category there. Speaking within the pace category, we're continuing to see a harm and a foul. Oh, not only does Jason Bryan get the old meatball flag here tonight after he just got a hard incident within the wall there. You can see a front wing start to jump on the front straightaway there. What happened to Jason Bryan? Oh, this is late to it here. Apologies for that. We'll take a better look at it here. That driver number 99 for the Sauber Steak Machine once again. This has been our problem corner here tonight coming towards the start-finish line. Oh, same exact spin there. We're going to see number 99, and that sucks for Jason because that happens right outside of our pits. Our pits entry line there. We'll slow and mow this puppy down as once again, look at this. It doesn't take too much to send one of these SF23 machines around. Good golly gracious. I hope Jason's wrists are A-okay after that one. That's a big incident. All right, now Chaz Johnson. We were asking about it earlier on in the race. Now he finds himself on the invisible air jacks here. Driver number 24, our race leader down into the pit lane as here comes Caden Richardson. Richardson, driver number 82, is looking for triple back-to-back-to-back action happening here within the HyperGrid Racing Series. Our coach here within this series, he's going to put a 15.2 second gap over Chaz Johnson and Patrick Dunn. But right now, Patrick Dunn and Chaz Johnson are starting to battle now out here for that second running position. Man, oh man, Patrick Dunn deep into the braking zone there. He licked that stamp and sent it through the mail. Unfortunately for Patrick Dunn, he wasn't really able to retain on that outside line. Really wasn't able to get side by side with Chaz Johnson there. So right now with each and every single one of these drivers making their way into pit lane, everybody except after Patrick Dunn so far. I know excuse me, that is wrong. Patrick is last. Okay, hang on here. Yeah, I think I had it right. Patrick Dunn is still yet to pit this race, although he continues to reel in. Well, excuse me, not reel in, as Chaz Johnson's now past him. I was just about to say it is a matter of time before we see Patrick start to make his way down into the pit lane here. Ooh, Patrick, come on now. You can drive about a football field deeper there into the pit stop, as Patrick, he just didn't want a speeding penalty to happen here tonight. Look at how low that these cars are to the ground. I mean, cameraman Billy Bob Joe's following him real well, but goodness, they're so low that, matter of fact, you couldn't even see Patrick's number 3 SF23 neon yellow and black machine there as he made his way on his pit stop there. The HockenheimRing, lap 26 out of 42 in this race. Thank each and every single one of you for joining in here tonight as we continue to see things cycle back down and around after some pit stop strategy. Patrick Dunn right there for the final driver interview spots in front of Jacob Tutwiler. Jacob, I thought he had a really nice pit stop. He continued to run some really fast lap times, but we continue to see the over stop strategy work here tonight. It really has not been a run for the undercut strategy as we continue to see Caden Richardson. Well, okay, that's an outlier there. Caden Richardson, he pit lap 11. But as we continue to see Chaz Johnson and Jacob Tutwiler, Jacob, he pit lap 24. Chaz Johnson lap 20, excuse me. Jacob Tutwiler pit lap 20. Chaz Johnson last pit lap 24. So as these drivers continue to run ever so closer here without, without on track, we're going to continue to see the pit stop strategy really play a strategy here tonight, not within the fuel run, but as well, but only within how much grip and how well of a run that they have off the corners within these SF23 machines. Let me know here live in YouTube chat. Are you going to baby your set of tires here earlier on in this stint, or are you just going to try to go ball to the wall earlier on and just try to get the lap times and try to run away from the competition behind you? We don't only have the tires to really help you out on pace here tonight. The newer that they are, the faster the lap times go, but as well as we're on board with Patrick Dunn here, Patrick's not opting to use his overtake. There we see is Jacob Tutwiler. He is opting to use his overtake. Right now, only about 150 seconds left for each one of these drivers in the race. Right now, that was Patrick Dunn down the outside line. Door quarter clear for Dunn down into the inside. He went to that final driver interview spot. Here's another look at how he made this pass happen here. And I find that interesting, but because I think that was Jacob who was on the overtake there. I mean, it looked to be the complete opposite as Patrick Dunn went around the outside. I actually think it was. I'm going to go back on my word there. Oh my goodness gracious! As Jacob Tutwiler there goes for a run Mach 2 across cameraman Billy Bob Joe. He's going to put gravel up and across the whole racing line here. These drivers that make their way across and into this next section of the track the next time by, the last sector, as Jacob Tutwiler comes in for some more racing tires here tonight. Jacob Tutwiler is into the pits. I'm actually showing a black flag right now for Jason Bryan as well. First of all, let's see what happens here with Jacob as he's going to go off the racetrack here. And I know I was just mentioning it here, but look at the gravel. It doesn't, this is why we call iRacing simulations a simulator and not a video game. Look at the gravel that gets accumulated on the racetrack and on Jacob Tutwiler's racing tires here after going off track. That is what I referenced there. The next time across and through this final sector, whoever the first driver is to make their way through it, they're gonna find themselves within a run for their money here. About 12, 13 laps to go in the race. So once again, to show my appreciation to each and every single one of you here live in the old Stam Studio Network. Real quick before cutting to live virtual trackside action happening here tonight. I know Trevor Thompson, he's not racing with us here tonight. The league owner, Trevor, hopefully you're able to get everything squared away for you there. As Jacob Tutwiler now shown with a black flag. Jacob Tutwiler possibly speeding on his pit stop. What was a really nice day here today so far for Jacob. It's going to continue to run down the drain, as that is another penalty for Jacob. I say another, it's I believe his first one tonight, but he's going to have a pit stop, a drive-through penalty here. And now, as promised, I treat you guys and gals and race fans alike here to the sights and sounds here from HockenheimRing. My name is Sean Stam, live on Stam Studio Network. I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, this is your one and final warning. Go and crank this puppy back down as we continue to see Caden Richardson out here out in front. Right now, Caden Richardson has shown so much pace here tonight. He has put drivers 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th one lap down respectfully. I mean, I try to say it respectfully, but that's just showing the pace and the skill that Caden Richardson has with his 2,390 road course rating. But Tyler Rubio here tonight, shown in the P4 running position. Tyler Rubio, he's having himself a real nice run. Is right now actually his teammate. Remember last time we checked on Jacob Tutwiler, he had, I stand corrected on the call that I made, because Jacob, he not only had a pass-through penalty, but it was actually, as we saw on the crank it up section there, Jacob Tutwiler actually had he made his pit stop happen there, so it looked like a hold penalty for the driver number 8, who continues to run in the 6th position. Patrick Gunn as well as Tyler Rubio continue to run and have a real nice run within the point standings throughout this race season so far. Tyler Rubio is so far 50 seconds back behind that final driver interview spot as well. With just about 10 laps to go here in the race. Oh, don't tell me, oh, right when I was, oh, no. Sean and Taylor Kerr's gonna find Tyler Rubio here tonight. Unfortunate for him is, well, I'm scared to talk about him again, because look at it, we were just talking about him here right when we switched off of him. Tyler Rubio, just that number 11 gets yawed out there behind him. The rear end is what ends up coming out first, but it looks, I don't think that was even a rear end lockup. I think Tyler Rubio just tried to carry a little bit too much speed there into the turn, excuse me, and around that rear end's gonna go. Oh man, done that one. Once, twice, thrice myself there, Tyler. It's okay for Tyler though, because he continues to sit in the P4 running spot. With just 9 laps left to go in this race, I'm going to take you through our field here tonight. Caden Richardson, the coach here for this series. I imagine this series isn't the only one, because he definitely has the pace, he has the racecraft, he has the speed here. Caden Richardson continuing to put it through the whole field here tonight. A 27-second gap over Chaz Johnson. Chaz Johnson with a 25-second gap over P3 as well. That's lime green, black, and white, number 24 machine. Chaz Johnson trying to draw a bead up there for that race lead. Chaz, we have to remember, not only does Chaz Johnson sit P3 within our point standings, only 15 points back from P2, but Chaz also just a week ago live from Watkins Glen. Driver number 24 finished P3, so Chaz continues to show the pace, continues to show his racecraft, not only tonight, but within this whole race season. Patrick Dunn. Patrick also had a real nice run there at Watkins Glen just a week ago. Patrick continued to sit P3 here tonight. That's very vibrant, you could call it. Neon yellow and black SF23. Driver number 3 continues to sit P3. But Tyler Rubio. Tyler, I'm not showing Tyler's results in my notes here from Watkins Glen a week ago. Tyler Rubio, that black and yellow. I think that's a Wiz Khalifa song there. Tyler's continuing to run in the P4 position as he gained 2 spots since the drop of the green flag. Alexander Quarles here making his way across the start-finish line. That kick Sauber, I do believe, he's got stake on the side pod there. Driver number 29, Alexander. I'm not showing him in my notes from Watkins Glen either, just from a week ago. But how about Alexander Shore? He's shown 1 lap down in the race right now, but continues to be our biggest mover so far in the race, gaining 3 spots since those start lights went out. Jacob Tutwiler here, he's going to try the inside line around the lap car of, I believe that's Alexander. Nope, okay. Well, Jacob Tutwiler there, he's going to make his way down and through the outside line there. Jacob, I thought was going to be a driver we're going to have to keep an eye on here tonight, but unfortunately after a penalty earlier on in the race, Jacob is going to find his way down and into the 6th running position. Jason Bryan makes his way down to P7, continuing to run where he started this race, driver number 99. Jason Bryan. Let's see. Jason compete out at Watkins Glen. Man, it's not only back and forth here within the racetrack, but it's back and forth here between some drivers who actually competed and are newer here within our racing series. Real quick, here's a look at Tyler Rubio's incident as he had a little bit of a slip and slide since we last checked in on him. The rumble strips, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that's all it takes to really upset and send around one of these SF23 machines. Here's another look at it, just a little slowed and woed down. All right, there you see Tyler Rubio. He gets a little deep there within the corner. He has to make some compensation there for it. And unfortunately, whether it's he puts too much right-hand steering input into it or tries to get to the throttle a little bit too soon, it's just going to go for a slight spin there for the Rubio machine. Continuing to dwindle our way into the final 6 laps here tonight from the HockenheimRing. Caden Richardson continues to lead him out up front. Caden Richardson continues to also not only lead him, but lead the most amount of laps led here tonight. Chaz Johnson, after continuing to slice and dice his way through the field, driver number 24 works his way up to P2. Patrick Dunn sits P3. Right now, that's only our front 3 drivers shown on the lead lap as Tyler Rubio once again, I'm shown with an incident here. We'll take a real quick replay of it here. See what happens here for the driver number 11. This has really been our problem corner here. Oh, that was the same incident there. All right, thanks SDK. Unless that was just twins there on the incident that had incurred. Looked awfully similar there, but Tyler Rubio is going to continue to run 4th position here tonight. Alexander Quarles, Jacob Tutwiler, Jason Bryan, and Chingez Akhmatov right there behind him, running 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Final time here live tonight. Let's check up on the old live YouTube chat saying missing Ben A. Longstaff. That is G4IGIN. Where is Longstaff? That is a great question there. I wish I could tell you. We got saying go Patrick, best rookie on the field. He's also rooting on, that's also rooting on Team Dunn as well. Well, obviously Patrick is Team Dunn. We see you down there live in YouTube chat, G4IGN_. Man, appreciate you joining in here tonight, rooting on your drivers here. With just about 5 to 4 laps to go within this race, Patrick Dunn, I'm showing right now, has the final driver interview spots all solidified here. Patrick, he just has to make some qualifying laps. Oh my goodness, as he probably has a concussion after the contact with that sausage curb there on the inside of turn 1 and 2. Patrick Dunn continues to run within our final driver interview spot. 18 seconds up there in front of him is Chaz Johnson, excuse me, and 36 seconds up there in front of Chaz Johnson is our race leader. 5, call it, well, it is really 5 laps to go left in this race as Caden Richardson makes his way down and across the start-finish line once again. We're going to hop on board with Caden Richardson, not only because we see him weaving, jeeving, and jiving down there into turns 1 and 2, but I believe as he makes his way across and into that stake driver here once again, that's going to be lap traffic coming up in front. Really, at this point in the race, Caden Richardson, the only opportunity he has to lose this race right now for the 82 is if, oh my goodness, who is that? Who is the stake driver? Who is it? Hang on, is it Jason Bryan? All right, okay, I just wanted to make sure I was making the right call here. As Caden Richardson continues to reel in Jason Bryan's rear diffuser here, this is really pretty much the only time that Caden Richardson has this race to lose. And there you see, that's Jason Bryan, not only with the speed here tonight, but he has the racecraft. He has the ethical will to know that he has a blue flag there. The race leader was on his rear bumper. Caden Richardson, sure, he lost a second or 2, but it is no harm, no foul with a 27-second gap. There's Caden Richardson now takes some gravel up on his right side racing tires here tonight. I think I finally figured it out. These are Yokohama Yokohama SF23 tires making it all happen here tonight. Caden Richardson continues to lead out up front. Chaz Johnson continues to run P2. Patrick Dunn right now our final driver interview on the lead lap, excuse me. Tyler Rubio continues to search for some grip and some paces. He's going to run a little bit wide there out of turns 11, 12, 13, and 14. Given across the start-finish line once again, we'll have to see this lap time for Tyler Rubio. They're up in the top left of your screen. That is bright green, a 1:21.6. That means that was Tyler Rubio's fastest lap time here tonight. Shout out Tyler Rubio as he continues to show the pace later in the runs. But unfortunately, it is not a purple lap time there, as purple definitely constitutes the fastest lap of the race. That is why you see the, oh no, Alexander! That is a yellow flag right now shown for Alexander live and timing and scoring. As he's going to make make his way through a yellow sector here. Is this Tyler Rubio once again gone around, driver number 11? Tyler continues to sit P4. No, this looks like the same incident as lap time. I'm not really sure as to why, as Alexander was showing a yellow flag through the last sector of the track there. Anyways, we'll get back to our race lead. What was 30 seconds, it is now back to 28 seconds to call it, well, 3 laps left within this race. Caden Richardson leads with 2,390 road course iRating. How about Chaz Johnson? I mean, the road course iRating, it only comes from official races here. Maybe Chaz Johnson, he's one of our drivers that only runs within league races or just unofficial races, but driver with 912 road course iRating, with all due respect. Got to shout out Chaz Johnson here tonight, continuing to show the pace, continuing to show the race that he's got the pace. Chaz Johnson continues to sit P12. It's only 0.01. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard me correct. 0.01 seconds separating our front 2 race leaders last lap time. All right, 2 laps left to go in this race. Chaz Johnson makes his way across the line he's about to make his way across the line this time by here. Patrick Dunn continues to run in the 3rd running position. Tyler Rubio continues, oh no, Tyler Rubio, he's gonna go for another spin here as Patrick Dunn is going to, matter of fact, pass Tyler Rubio. It's not the leader, so I mean, obviously Tyler Rubio is he's already down a lap here, but that's going to be another spin for that Rubio machine. We'll have to slow and slow it down here as once again, is it the rumble strips that takes away one of these SF23 drivers' lives here? Tyler Rubio, he compromises the entry there. He gets a little bit wide. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't even think it was the rumble strip that time, ladies and gentlemen. I think it was, quite frankly, just got on the gas a little bit too soon with a little bit too much left steering input in the car there. That's going to send Tyler around once again. Couple of problem corners that we've seen here live within the old HockenheimRing, but it's going to be driver coming to the white flag lap this time by. How about it, Caden Richardson? It should seem Barney the flag man. Yep, there you see him waving that white flag loud and proud. He's waving the surrender flag. Did you see Caden Richardson take a bite out of that sausage curb? He rubbed mustard all over the sausage curb heading into turn 1. The reason I mention it here is because look at Chaz Johnson. 30 seconds back, or excuse me, 31 seconds back. We're gonna have to, let's see how Chaz Johnson takes this line into turn 1, because right now I would guarantee that Chaz Johnson does not extend that much of a risk we're heading into turn 1. Yeah, there you see it. I was looking at the sausage curve there on the right side, and well, Chaz Johnson, he's abiding just to finish this race with a clean race car. Caden Richardson right now, he's on a little bit of other strategy. He's continuing to put down fastest lap time, lap after lap after lap. qualifying laps here tonight for Caden Richardson, as he last lap put a 119.21 down. That was fastest lap of the race. Will we see Caden Richardson make his way to the checkered flag here tonight? Will we see Caden Richardson go back to back to back within the HyperGrid Racing SF23 Series, this Formula I World Championship? And once again, driver number 82, Caden Richardson, he's got HockenheimRing conquered here tonight. Congratulations on Caden Richardson, back to back to back victories here. Gotta shout him out here. He's already gonna burn this puppy down here. You have earned this puppy here, Caden Richardson. Congratulations on another race win here tonight. Or not only tonight, excuse me, throughout the whole race season here. Oh boy, that's gonna continue to grow and glow his race lead. There you see drivers coming to the start and finish line here for the final time tonight. Chaz Johnson, Patrick Dunn. How about that? Drivers 2 and 3 here tonight. Final driver interview spot belonging to Patrick Dunn. Drivers 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all showing 1 or more laps down. Tyler Rubio makes his way across the line. P4, Alexander Quarles, Jacob Tutwiler, Jason Bryan, as well as Chingiz Akhmatov, rounding out our 8. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 driver field here tonight. Caden Richardson once again coming away with our race win here tonight. Back-to-back-to-back victories for the driver of the number 82. He's not only a coach, but he is the driver here. He's going to put it to the field with a 34.8 second gap. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. We'll get some driver interviews as well as these unofficial race results. All right, I say unofficial, official race results because we never know what can happen post-race scrutineering. But Caden Richardson, I can tell you right now, he will come away with the race win. Chaz Johnson, driver P2, and Patrick Gunn rounding out our final driver interview spots. Tyler Rubio, Alexander Quarles, Jacob Tutwiler, Jason Bryan, and Chingiz Akhmatov rounding out our 8. Count them 8 driver field here tonight. Hey, Caden Richardson, this is Sean Stam live down here in Victory Lane. You got yourself a copy, man.
I can hear you, man.
All right, Caden, I got you as well, loud and clear. Walk us through it here. You're not only a coach, you're a driver here tonight, coming away with a 34.8 second gap across the line. My biggest question to you, Caden, is not only how the car was feeling, but as well as what was going through your mind with that earlier pit stop strategy.
Pit stop strategy, purely ego. I wanted to see if I could catch a few people. There's not really tire deg in these cars. At most, there's like 4 tenths. It's really not much. I was just setting fastest lap throughout my stints. Towards the end there, had a bit of an off in the banked hairpin in the stadium section. Nearly tapped the wall, but the car felt fine for most of the race. No real problems there.
Well said, Caden. It was a lot of fun to watch you here slice and dice your way up to the race lead and then run away with the tier. You were putting down qualifying lap here. Matter of fact, your last lap of the session was your best. That 119.21. I see you kind of smiling about it there, man. You got to shout yourself out here tonight. Caden, who else we shouting out here tonight with this immaculate race, the immaculate pace?
I got to shout out my teammate here, Chaz Johnson, giving us that constructor points. But got to also shout out my team at Arate and then our sponsor, P1Docs.com. But that's pretty much all. Okay. Also, league owners. Can't forget the league owners. And this nice broadcast.
Oh, man.
Keep forgetting.
Thank you so much, Caden. That goes a long way there behind the scenes, not only for me, but as well as the teammates, as well as the league owners, etc., etc. Caden, congratulations on another race win and well, on a team 1-2 finish here tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
Speaking of a team 1-2 finish, I'm gonna catch up live here. I believe I'm sorry. I think I got the right driver here. Chaz Johnson with Sean Stam here. You got a copy?
Yeah.
All right, Chaz, thank you so much for taking some time and joining us here live in the driver interview booth. Welcome to your race here tonight for the driver in the number 24, lime green and black machine.
Had a real good race today. Qualified P3, wasn't too far off of Jacob, and then I just got a better start than him. Was able to keep it consistent through the whole race. That was my main goal, just not crash. Figured I'd be fine for at least a top 5 if I can keep it on the road. But he was a good bit faster than me, honestly. He would have had P2 if he didn't wreck a few times, but I don't know. Just good race. Happy with the 1-2.
A lot of fun to watch. Congratulations on the 1-2 team finish here for you, Chaz. Real quick, before we let you get going, who would you like to thank and who would you like to, is there anybody who makes this all possible for you to come out to race with us every Sunday?
Gotta thank my teammate slash coach, and helped me a good bit past couple weeks, especially with my free coaching sessions and all.
Free?
But yeah, we've got a
Made a
little bet
really
going.
bad deal.
Yeah, he made a really bad deal. Every podium I get in this league is a free coaching session.
I wasn't expecting him to podium every race.
No kidding.
But I'm nice. I sent him a little $20 for the
Oh, there you
race,
go.
so I'll be nice. I won't steal all of his coaching prowess. But just like to thank the league owners, everybody who runs this, everybody who makes it possible. Thanks for everybody who showed up today. Hopefully we can get some good grids going here in the next couple weeks. And obviously thank you for streaming this.
Thank you so much, Chaz. I appreciate that. That goes a long way there behind the scenes. And congratulations on your P2 finish here tonight from the HockenheimRing.
Thank you very much.
All right, Patrick, this is Sean Stam up here live in the old virtual driver interview booth. You got yourself a copy, man.
What's up, man?
Hey, how are you doing after what was a really fun race to watch here up in the booth?
Oh, it's so fun. First of all, congratulations to Caden and Chaz. Great race, boys. That was super fun. I had a nice couple laps against Jacob, I believe, in the early 20s of the laps. And wow, just such a fun race. I was gripped the whole time, man. That was super, super fun. Second race, first podium, hopefully many more.
Man, you definitely had the pace. You had the speed here tonight. What was going through your mind on the strategy call? I know I believe we had enough fuel to make it, but we saw quite a few drivers. We saw some early pit stops, saw some later ones.
Yeah, I was just banking on, aiming for halfway through the race, and then the tires started to degrade more around lap 22, and I thought, what a number, lap 23, Michael Jordan, we'll just go for it.
Oh, that's what I like to hear, Patrick. Congratulations on your P3 position here tonight. Definitely gonna rocket you up there in the points. Real quick before we let you get going, I appreciate you taking your time to join us on a quick interview. And
hey, can I quickly say great job, Stam Studio. You guys do an awesome job. My friends at home watch, and you guys are doing such a great job. I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much.
Hey, Patrick, I want to say thank you very much, because I know seriously, that's what keeps me going here behind the scenes is comments like that. And Patrick, other than the old Stamp Studio, God, that tears me up. Anyways, who else would you like to shout out here tonight for allowing you to race every Sunday with us?
Honestly, I just want to shout out HyperGrid. Everybody's been super cool, very welcoming. Like I said, this is my second race in 2 or 3 weeks, and everyone's awesome. So just want to give a shout out to HyperGrid and shout out to Stam Studio.
Goodness gracious. Patrick, I appreciate you, man. That goes a long way there behind the scenes. Have a great rest of your night, and I'm right there with you shouting out HyperGrid Racing for some great SF23 racing. Alrighty, drivers, race fans alike, I think that's just going to about do it for me up here live in the broadcast booth. I appreciate all the drivers. Appreciate old Patrick, Chaz, Caden there on the old top 3 finish. And thank you, Trevor Thompson, league owner, live here for HyperGrid Racing. No, you couldn't be on the track tonight, but hopefully everything is down there A-OK for you live behind the scenes. Thank you, everybody. I got another broadcast coming up here in just a few moments' time, and then I got another one after that. So I'm going to catch my virtual flight across the world, and I'll catch you all later. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.